If you've been following along with my emails, blog posts, and other videos this month, you know that it's Scoliosis Awareness Month. So I wanted to bring you information about a bone remedy that can be helpful for those with scoliosis. This remedy is Symphytum officinale, also known as knit bone. It is made from the roots of the comfrey plant, and if you go look up this plant, you will see that it's toxic plant. But in its homeopathic form, it is diluted to remove the toxic aspects and bring forth the healing aspects. If you don't understand how this works, consider joining one of my Intro to Homeopathy study groups. I'll leave a link in the description if this is something that interests you. As its name implies, Symphytum has affinity for the bones. Whether it's an injury to a bone or issue with a joint, cartilage, or any of the surrounding structures like ligaments and tendons, Symphytum will likely be very useful. This is the premier remedy for helping to heal broken bones or fractures. It helps to stimulate the growth of bone cells called osteoblasts. But let me throw in a caveat here. Because Symphytum does such a great job of knitting bones, do not use this remedy in fractures where the bones are displaced. Once the bone has been set by a surgeon, then you can begin the use of this remedy. We don't want a displaced bone to start healing too quickly in the wrong position. This can just lead to further problems down the road. You might also be wondering if this could be useful for osteoporosis, which is an age-related condition where bone mass declines. And yes, Symphytum is one of the remedies that can be very useful for this condition. We might think of aconite or arnica for trauma to the eye. After all, arnica is our great trauma remedy, and aconite is known as the arnica of the eye. However, Symphytum can work just as well for things like black eyes, bleeding in the eye, or for residual soreness of the eyes after some sort of trauma, kind of like when your baby pokes you in the eye. And all my mamas know exactly what I'm talking about here. If there's been a bone injury to any bone in the body and you've gotten the swelling and bruising down with arnica, consider switching to Symphytum if the pain and soreness remain. It could just finish off the healing. Symphytum is also useful for bone tumors, bone infection, which is known as osteomyelitis, arthritis pains, and even headaches when the bones of the head are what's painful. Symphytum is great to have in a 30C and a 200C potency, as these will be the potencies that you will use most often. I like to use Symphytum 200C mixed with a cell salt remedy that I discussed last year, Calcarea phosphorica. I'll provide a link in the description to that video. The Banerjee family of homeopaths used this combination, Symphytum 200C mixed with Calc Phos 3X, for everything from bone infection to scoliosis to spinal tumors to arthritis. So after learning about Symphytum, you can see why they'd use it for these particular issues. If you don't know about the Banerjees, I take time to introduce you to them in my Intro to Homeopathy class. They have made it super easy for moms, grandmas, and lovers of homeopathy to understand and use these remedies for everyday illnesses and conditions. Other remedies that can be combined with Symphytum are rhus tox, hypericum, and arnica. If you learn about Symphytum and you learn about these other remedies, it'll make sense as to when you would use them together for certain conditions. I did a video on arnica last year as well, and we'll link that in the description for you. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to do a video on rhus tox and hypericum in the future. So there you have it. Symphytum is a remedy that's pretty short and sweet. Hopefully you now have some good indications for use of this amazing little remedy. Thank you for joining me for this remedy of the month, and I will see you next time.